Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of The Cider Drinker. It's new producer time again on the channel. Yes, we are with someone that I've never even done before, but, well, there's a little bit of a caveat to this, but I'll explain in a little while. Today, for the first time on the channel, we have Wise Owl Cider Company, and today I am reviewing a bottle of their Screecher cider. Now, the reason I say that there's a little caveat to this is that, well, actually this cider doesn't actually exist anymore. Hello, future cider drinker here. This claim is completely false, so yeah, you can still buy it. So past cider drinker, learn from your mistakes and do some research. So it was run by, Richard and Paula Wise, as it says on the back of the bottle. So it was run by them. It was a couple that did it. So just a small, like sort of hyper-local sort of company. And they did it for a number of years, but they decided to sort of hang up their cider boots and sort of like retire from the business, I believe. But rather than the company just going completely out and everything, this other young couple have taken over the reins of it, and they've sort of reinvented and rebranded the product. So Wise Owl Cider does still exist, but these ciders don't. So you're probably not going to find this particular one of theirs, but you still will find their range. So we'll see what the old range was like, and well, hopefully I'll be able to get a hold of some of the new range at some point as well. But anyway, yes, this was their Screecher medium dry, lightly sparkling cider made from 100% fresh juice. So all of their cider range was based around different owl types. I mean, it still is, but the labelling is obviously still very, very different. So it comes in 500ml bottles, and this one was 5% ABV. So here we are, 100% apple juice cider. As I've already said, Richard and Paula Wise take pride in selecting and pressing quality apples from local orchards to make light and flavoursome award-winning cider. Best served lightly chilled, suitable for vegans and gluten-free. So these guys are based in Kent. If you guys want to, well, I believe they were based in Kent. I don't know if they've jumped ship or anything, so who knows. I'd imagine they probably are still there if you want to give them a little go. So let's waste no more time and just see what, well, Wise Owl Cider Screecher is like. So, okay, smells quite nice on the bottle, but I'm going to get it poured out. So I can't see any sediment in this, so I would imagine it has been filtered, but there's nothing wrong with that. So there we go. Right, you pop over there. Right, I'm gonna bring you in for a closer look at the colour, and well, yeah, that is a lightly sparkling cider, as you can see. That I would say is a dark golden colour there, coming through the glass. As I've already said, completely clear, filtered through. But yeah, that looks like a rather nice cider in the glass, doesn't it? So let's see what it smells like. Go from there. Okay, so not much coming through on the nose, but what's there? There's a subtle fruity essence to it. Smells slightly sweet on the nose, like potentially maybe green apples or something like that. Something of the sort, anyway. Yeah, not really a huge deal going on the nose. So yeah, well, I'm just gonna have to dive in and see what this is all about, eh? Cheers, everyone. Yeah, so Wise Owl Cider. Let's find out what their Screech was like. Cheers. It's more bitter than I was expecting. Quite initially, definitely. Okay. That's quite an easy drinking cider, I must say. So quite sweet on the initial taste. Just a touch of acidity, just starting it off. Definitely got a tannic presence on the back end there. soft tannin, I want to say. There's no rough, chalky texture on the mouthfeel that's coming through, but definitely got that sort of slightly bittersweet tannic presence coming through. It's funny. Most of the taste is apples, which, you know, it sounds crazy coming from a cider, but it generally does just taste of apples, which, you know, obviously cider is made from apples, but you do get all these different flavour characteristics that come through in certain ciders. You know, like you get your caramelly toffee, you get your woody, earthy bitterness from other single varieties, you get more confectionery and sweet shop flavours, but actually this one just basically tastes of sweet apples, which, to be fair, is not a bad taste at all. Yeah, there is a slight citric acidity just on the back end there as it's coming through. But yeah, more I'm tasting it, more of that sweet green apple flavour is also coming through on the taste too. It's quite refreshing. It's refreshing, but ironically, it's also making my mouth water. So it makes me want to go in for another sip. You know, just have a little bit more of it. It's one of those drinks that's going to be very easy drinking. There's no massive flavours going on in there, but what there is it's refreshing. It keeps you coming back for more, and it's it's just one of those ones I can easily see like a beer garden cider, definitely. Yeah, that is a perfectly respectable cider. That is easy drinking. That's easy going, and yeah, quite like it. Final taste for a final verdict then. Yeah, so no massive flavours going on in this cider. Is that because it is? I mean, it's still in date, so there is that. But is it because it's an older batch? Maybe it's lost some of its flavours. Ciders generally don't lose flavour as as they develop. Sometimes they develop flavours. The only thing it might do is lose its carbonation over time, or secondary fermentation, or something like that. But generally, they don't lose flavours. But yeah, so it's not got any massive flavours going on, but it's still easy drinking. The flavours that are there are nice, and yeah, overall, not a bad first impression for Wise Owl Cider. So yeah, I will. Funnily enough, I'm actually going to Canterbury in a couple of weeks with my wife, so I'll keep my eyes peeled for Wise Owl Cider around there, and the many other myriad of cider producers that are around the area. So yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a fairly expensive trip. I'm going to have to contain myself, aren't I? But yeah, overall, this is a This is an enjoyable, refreshing cider. It's not going to win. Well, it has won awards, but you know, it's got some nice flavours, but it's not like whoa, you know, exploding, blowing my mind and everything. But it's still very nice. With that said, I am going to go and give Wise Owl Screecher a 6 out of 10. It's fine. It's perfectly refreshing and everything, as I've already said. Yeah, it's potentially just lacking that little bit of punch that can like elevate it, you know, up on the ratings to more other ciders. But yeah, generally a rather enjoyable cider, and yeah, one I can easily see people just having in a nice hot beer garden on a nice day. That'll go down a treat. With that said, that's another episode of the Cider Drink for you guys. Hope you liked it, and as usual, I'll be back with another delicious and tasty cider soon. Until then, well, yeah, this is going to go down a treat, and well, have a good weekend, everyone. I'll see you soon. Cheers.